So welcome back, my dear students. Welcome back, everybody. This is a new lecture in global logistics. And we will work now on a new aspect to complete the lecture, the previous lecture. This is lecture number 4. We'll complete the lectures which we've been talking about before. And let me go directly to what I came for. And here we go. As you can see on the screen in front of you, my dears, here we have the factors pushing or affecting global logistics. The factors that affecting the global logistics. Both are technological advances and emergence of global markets. Now, the global markets are everywhere because the world became like a small village, and that helped a lot. Political macroeconomic factors, the political factors and the macroeconomic. Macro and the micro. The macroeconomic, the aggregate on the level of the whole country. When we say, as example, a jungle, the wood in the jungle, this is a macro. But one tree is cut and shifted to some place, this is a micro. So the macro is the whole aggregate economic. So this is also another point that is pushing or affecting the global logistics systems. Also, we have the global cost forces, and this also affect the global logistics system. So here, those are the 4 points which affect the factors that affect and push the global logistics system. So I will go here to a question right now, and I will put a slide, new slide. What are the factors that affect global logistic system? And we can go also for a video to watch it. We can watch this in a video as example. We'll see in some videos. Let me go and check out a video for that reason. A small video, short one, will tell us about the global logistics system and the effect of the global logistics system. So here we go. So here we go for the videos of a global logistics system. It will take about 1 minute to get it. Factors contributing to organization global ongoing key success. No intentions. Let's see this one. We talk usually about the transportation as the main part of the global logistics system. So we can have this one also, that would be helpful. Let's watch it. Okay. What are the factors that affect the global logistics system? So here we go. Those are the factors that affect the transportation cost and pricing. The first of them is market characteristics, and the second one is the product characteristics, the volume of frequencies and the frequencies of transportation, consolidations and cross-docking, appointments, Those all are the factors, the 5 factors that affect the pricing in global logistics system, and we will see a video regarding this point right now. So you can go to the video, the source is here, the link is here in front of you, my dears. You can go to this video later on if you want. Okay. So here we go, like freight can represent 50% of your logistic costs. Total logistic cost, the freight, we are talking about globally now. The world, we are talking about the global. So the freight is like 50% of your logistic cost. Okay. So these are the 5 factors that are affecting transportation cost. Let us see what are those factors. The market characteristics, like we said before, the product characteristics, the volume and the frequency, the consolidation and the cross-docking, and the appointments. Okay. That's more than enough for the moment regarding this video. Like you see here also the explanation of everything regarding the okay, here also is some explanation how to reduce the costs of transportation. Like the first of all, the market characteristics. What the market looks like? Is it a market of free capital market like capital economy, or is it a central planned like the communist countries, or whatever? What's the case in that case? Also, the government regulations will affect about the market characteristics. Then it will affect about the transportation cost. We have also traffic imbalance. Also, we have the product characteristics itself also affect about the cost. The density, low density products tend to cost more to transport per pound. Those are based on the weight itself. Stowability, can your product fill the available space in the transport vehicle? Okay. Ease of handling and the liabilities also. The volume of frequency and the frequency. The volume and the frequency of shipment can impact your freight costs, because if you shift more, like we said before, the more you will shift, the more you will use the transportation, the less the cost will be. The less the cost will be for the average cost of transportation for each unit will reduce the more you ship or use more transportation. So as example, if I'm shifting or transporting 100 units, the cost of each one will be about $15. But if I am transferring or sending 1 million units, the cost per unit will be around 50 cents. So that's how it works. The more you transfer or send to other countries or export or whatever, through ships, through air, whatever, the more you do that, the less the cost per unit for transportation cost. The cross-docking, there are 2 strategies that can help reduce your freight rates. What are they? Consolidation and cross-docking are done really well by carrier, but importers don't tend to do it well. Okay, so in order to see real gains, work closely with your carrier or logistic partner, especially if they have warehousing capacity to create a distribution center. You will likely pay for the service of destruction, but it is a value added as well. Then the appointments also. It may seem very appealing to have appointments with your truckers. The driver will get there at 9 a.m. However, appointments mean a lot of waiting time without revenues for carriers, and you may end up paying extra for them. If you can give drivers more flexibility, it can save your appointment fees or surcharges. So something, don't pile up yourself with giving appointments. Give like a flexible schedules for the drivers to come and to take the cargo you have. This was a point. This video, we won't see it. Hopefully it will be helpful. Key considerations in global supply chain. Let us see it.
What's faster than a speeding bullet? Superman? Nope, globalization. The rapid advance of technology in the past decade has enabled ideas, people, money, and materials to flow between national borders faster and more frequently than.
So the flow of goods and services from a country to another country, and this is recent. This is something happened recently. Okay, you guys have the link up here. This video is very nice also because it will tell us what affect global logistics system.
Ever before. This movement of knowledge and capital is referred to as globalization, and it spurs interaction and integration between cultures, governments, economies worldwide. While globalization can refer to the international physical transferring of goods, like merchants traveling along trade routes, it also refers to the economic, political, and cultural impacts of global integration. Economic globalization first boomed after World War II and is most prevalent in industries with vast supply chains. Think about the auto industry, which relies on thousands of suppliers and employees worldwide with hundreds of overseas distribution centers. Today, we commonly see this with online retailers, literally shipping goods across the globe. Political globalization refers to organizations that transcend national political systems, like the United Nations, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. Cultural globalization.
So those global organizations like International Monetary Fund and the National Bank, the World Bank, so all this also help and to facilitate the global logistics system by financing and through all this. Okay.
Is more loosely defined, referring to the state of near constant contact of the world as a result of networking technologies. Developments such as blockchain and advanced mobile communications continue to drive global integration on multiple fronts. For instance, blockchain technology, commonly associated with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, is useful for creating a decentralized database to maintain records and securely exchange data in industries such as healthcare, government, and banking. And the introduction of 4G and now 5G, wireless technology has dramatically.
So we talk here about the banking system in the world, the global organization that affect the global logistics system, the use of decentralization, particularly in the finance, and use of money exchange between countries. This also can facilitate the global logistics system. Okay.
Increase the speed and responsiveness of wireless networks, supporting faster and more consistent communication across networks worldwide.
Thank you, guys. So this was about key consideration in global supply chain management. Those were some points of a concern. The main pillars of supply chain management, like you see here, generally have been production, transportation, and storage. Those are the three things: production, transportation, and storage. Those are the global supply chain. Consequently, when we talk about the global supply chain, that means we are talking about the global logistics system, also including culture, language, another. But global supply chain management adds many more factors, So in the global now, in addition to these factors, we have also culture, the cultural differences between countries, the language difference between countries, the countries differences, currencies differences, also using a currency or whatever it is. So this also affect on the global logistics system, not to mention geopolitical risk and cybersecurity. Also, software compatibility, supply chain sustainability, and the implication that rising costs of oil and the oil. Also, the oil, what's happening in the oil today, and we had before lecture, guys, you remember, we were talking about the clean energy and the effect of the clean energy in the world and substituting the clean energy instead of the oil and fossils energy, which actually is like polluting the earth and increasing the gas emission. All this also affect about the global logistics system. Okay. That was the second video we'll watch today. We'll move on now to the other slides. The next slide. I'm done for these videos. And I wish also that I have that was for the moment for the videos which we talk about supply chain management and logistics. We had now to move on to our own notes again to check out our notes. So what are the factors that affect global logistics system? And I will give you a chance here. I'll stop here for around 5 minutes to take your answers, my dears, about this type of this question. Then we will move forward back. So we're back, my dears. What are the factors that affect the global logistics system? Then we'll move on to another slide right now. How is global logistics creating change? The challenge of the global logistics systems. The management has to consider the global economy, service in the industry becoming more important than cost saving. So what are you doing? What are you doing as a global logistic system? What are you doing? Are you looking only for cost saving? No, this will not be your only target to look for cost saving. No, you should look furthermore for things which is very important, like what's the kind of service you do, what type of quality service you do. So logistic operations receive more as service provider for cost minimization. Okay. Yes, cost minimizing is a very important object or goal and or task for any company, but still we have also another things. What can every company afford? Because you're required to give the highest level of quality in your service, in transportation service and storage services, okay, and production services as well, because those are the cores of the supply chain, and in the same time, they are the cores of the logistics system. Okay, companies moving away from vertical integration and towards supply chain integration with logistic activity provided externally. Benefits due to globalization of logistics. What will be the things which will come positive? What are the advantages of using a global logistics system? What are the advantages of using global logistics system? Globalization is necessary for long-term survival. Diversity of markets, increasing giving rise to standardization across international markets, product diversity. Ability to access multiple sources of technology, ability to set strategic alliances and research and development. So those points are very important points. Again, I'll say, now, what are the advantages or the benefits of the globalization of logistics? We cannot avoid it now because it is a long-term survival. It's a long-term, it's a matter of life or death. For any company, it's a matter of life or death. Diversity of markets, increasing, giving rise to standardization across international markets, product diversity. So the diversity which is happening in all the markets, different kind of goods, different kind of services, this all will make it very important and enhance the role of the global logistics system. Ability to access multiple sources of technology and the ability to set up strategic alliances and research and development in many countries. Now I will go and take another slide. What are the advantages? What are the advantages of global logistics system? What are the advantages of global logistics system? What are the advantages of global logistics system? Also, we'll go to watch a video about this while you are answering. What are the advantages of global logistics system? And we will watch a video regarding this point also. Let's see this one. This is also not very long and at the same time short and might give a quick answer for advantages of the logistics system here. Cost reduction, enhancing distribution network, cost reduction, reducing the cost, and delivery fulfillment. Disadvantages of the logistics sector is multinational because you are working in many countries. One of the most consistent disadvantages pertains to the sector being covered larger companies. This makes it very difficult for medium and small companies to live exactly like the fish. Like the big fish eat the small fish. So it's very hard for the global logistic companies. Those are great in their own investments and they are very huge companies. They will survive. But those small or medium companies, logistic companies, which are working worldwide, which are working globally, it's hard for them to compete with the big enterprises or with the huge enterprises due to the cost associated with it. Cost of transport, this also a disadvantage of the logistic system. A greater distance to travel will only make the cost greater as well. Just we want to see the sentence. So if we say this is also a disadvantage for the global logistics system, because once you work globally, you have also some problems. You have also some problems because transportation will be more, and the cost consequently the costs also would be more. This will make it difficult to get a competitive price. Yes. Okay. Legality from legality. Barriers pertaining to entry and exit can also be a hurdle to overcome, considering that each country and state can have its own say on logistical practices. This is definitely a major concern for some areas within the United States. He's talking about the United States. So let us see here this video quickly about this topic and see what is there regarding the advantage and disadvantage of the logistics system.
As far as capacity planning goes and plan together, there are a few ways to view your capacity and manage it. Probably the most easy way way is by using the capacity plan pane, which you see on the right-hand side here. And I have it, I brought it up alongside the Gantt so you can see how it works. It basically shows exactly what you have in the Gantt. So in this case, I'm on the aerospace plant. Make this a little bit bigger. And I have selected that it's showing me all my resources in the Gantt. So that's why everything's pretty tiny here. But if I clicked on, say, my casting department, the capacity plan would automatically readjust just to show me the resources in my casting department. Same go.
This might be referring to the capacity planning. So you can use your resources in a better way. But for the moment, at least we know what are the importance, what are the advantage and the disadvantage of the global logistics system. We'll see this video as well. The important rules and benefits of the logistics system. We'll watch it. Or why it is important. Here is saying, what is the logistics? While the term logistic and supply chain are sometimes used interchangeably. Logistic is an element of the overall supply chain. Like we said before, logistic is a part of the supply chain. Logistic refers to the movement of goods from point A to point B. Look at this, which entails two functions, transportation and warehousing. So whenever we talk about the logistic, we will talk, like we said before, about the transportation and the warehousing. Okay, so here, let us see this small video also, and it's including some benefits of the logistics system.
Logistics is the collection of processes involved in moving raw materials and finished goods throughout the supply chain, internally or from seller to buyer. Logistics involves many steps, including receiving, warehousing, inventory management, demand planning, picking, packing, and shipping, transportation management, and order fulfillment.
Those are the activities. I will repeat it back. I will repeat the activities back of the global logistics system.
Transportation management and order fulfillment, picking, packing, and shipping, receiving, warehousing, inventory management, demand planning, picking, packing, and shipping, transportation management, and order fulfillment. Inadequate logistics can cripple a business, causing delays in production, which impacts delivery times, the customer experience, and ultimately sales. Meanwhile, a successful logistics strategy adds efficiencies, cuts costs, and helps businesses gain control across the supply chain, ensuring products are delivered to the right location at the right time to meet delivery deadlines and customers' expectations.
So this is in short about the advantage or the rules of the logistic. What does the logistic do for the system, any system? Like we said before, transportation and warehousing. When we talk about the logistic system, we talk about the we talk about two things. We talk about 2 points. Usually we talk about the warehousing and the transportation. When it comes to logistic, we talk about the warehousing and the transportation. Let us see this video also. Just give us some ideas if we can come to more and more about the advantages and disadvantages of logistic outsourcing. We know the word outsourcing means what? We know what do we mean by the word outsourcing. Logistic outsourcing is a brilliant method of freeing up resources and ultimately coming closer to your consumers to ensure for on-time delivery. Okay. Now, advantage and disadvantage of outsourcing. The advantage of outsourcing means economic of sales means you will save in the costs, real-time inventory visibility, and back office management burden reduction. expert documentation handling, choosing a lower price vendor. That's how it helps. So those are some points which we need to know about also the advantages of the outsourcing. Let's see this video also, just enlarging our knowledge about the logistic systems before we leave this part. Give us some full knowledge about the logistic. Logistic is transportation and warehousing, like I'm saying again. Okay, international means the global. What international logistic involves? Handling of goods, that's right. Modes of transportation, we said we have 5 modes of transportation. But freight shipping, ground shipping, transportation process, okay, customs and import duties. Those are the duties which is imposed by the government. Like as example, the tariff, TAR tariffs, and like the quotas. And sometimes the countries do something it's called embargo, like what's happening in some countries in Asia, when they are not and comply to some countries which impose on them some rules, but they refuse to do it, so they go for embargo. What are the challenges of the logistics system? International logistics means the global logistics. Time consuming, this is the first thing. If not managed properly, international logistics operation can be a huge headache for commerce companies. Yes. Late shipments, this is also another problem. Not only can shipping far from your home country increase transit time, no. Other issues such as customs can cause delays in delivery. Yeah, so the customs and the duties in the countries to where you export, those customs there, it might delay receiving your own goods or items which you ask for importing them. International customs and taxes. Each product has a tariff code. Each product has a tariff code associated with it for customs. When you ship the goods internationally, you will need to ensure that the right codes are assigned to each scope, and taxes and other important import costs are calculated accurately. So if not managed correctly, if that was not managed correctly, your business could face legal action and costly delayed if you accidentally assign the wrong code. So also this point, okay. Also, one of the things with the drawbacks of the global international or the global logistic, one of the drawbacks is returns. Returns are often an unavoidable part of growing commerce business, but handling returns can get tricky, especially with the international orders. Return delay will not only frustrate your customers, but it can also result in profitability cuts in terms of reverse logistic costs. So if you invest time into creating an efficient return management process, it can highly benefit your business. Okay. Okay. Those were the talk about the logistic management, and for the moment, shall be satisfied with this point. And that will be the end of our lecture. Thank you so much. Till I see you again. Have all a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.